Alright, gents. Now, lads, are you looking? What I'm thinking here is that tan A is the same thing as sin A over cos A. So, if I change all the double angles, see all the double angles? See the two A's? If I sub them out, oh sorry, no, I have a quicker way. There's a quicker way than that, isn't there? What's the really quick way? You can change cos 2A and sin 2A on the bottom of page 14. What will you see for both of them? Cos 2A and sin 2A on the right hand side. So cos 2A is 1 minus over. Pretty sure I did this yesterday. And what's the other one? 2 tan A over. Alright, so do you guys know how to do this then? No, alright, that's alright. Comiskey, see the top one? We're going to use a common denominator. So, what's the common denominator? On the very top, yeah. If you had 1 take away x over y, what would be the common denominator? And you change that into y over y. But you don't have y. What you have is this. So what do you want to turn the common denominator into? So you're going to change the number 1 into 1 plus tan squared A over. And then the minus messes things up there as well. Just to let you know. Okay, that's just the, you happy? That's just the top part, Comiskey. Now what happens when you do, what happens when the minus 1 goes in? What does it do to it? So what do we get? The 1's cancelled, aren't they? So what's tan squared A plus tan squared A? All over. Now what's the problem? We also have this part here, don't we? Now what happens when you're dividing by that? What can you do? Turn upside down and flip it. So what do you get? All over. Now what cancels? That cancels with. And the tan A cancels with what? One of the tan A's, doesn't it? So it cancels out the squared. Would you agree with that? And what are you left with? Oh, and what else cancels? And so you're just left with? And that's what you're asked to prove, wasn't it? Happy days. So I'm just after doing 10, I did 12 again for some reason. And now I'm going to do, you guys have a look at 14 and I'll come with you in a second. First thing you're going to notice about question 20 is it's intimidating looking, isn't it? Alright, pretty intimidating. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to blank that out. Nextly, it's identified as right angles, which means I'm allowed to use sine, cos and tan. How many triangles do you see? I see 3. How many you see 3? How many you see 2? That's okay if you only see 2. That's alright. A lot of people only see 2. So that's a triangle, and the green one's a triangle. But you also got to be aware that the two of them combined make one big triangle. Yeah, that's okay. A lot of people will forget that come test time. Not just one person, many people. Okay? Now, here's what we're going to do first. SR, which one's SR? Which one's SR, lads? Here's your target. So we're using this small triangle to the right. Now, we're going to use this angle here. So we're going to use tan. Tan 45 minus B is opposite over hypotenuse. The green is the opposite, and opposite over adjacent, and H is the adjacent. So what can I write down here? SR over what? H. And then what happens when I cross and multiply SR? H tan. Is everybody happy? Oh, sorry. Whoa. SR is what I wanted. I wrote down H twice. Is everybody happy with SR equals H tan 45 minus B? Was that overly difficult, that first part? It wasn't too bad, because it gave us the angle to use. It actually told us what angle to use, because it said this. It told us what function and what angle to use. Can't give you much more information than that. Okay, now what does it say next? Hence or otherwise show that QS, so which one's QS, lads? That's our target. Q to S is our target. Okay? And we want to show that QS equals 2H, what else? Tan 2B. Okay. Now, this is where you need almost like a targeting system, okay? Now, here's my problem at the moment. So currently, I don't know how to do it, but I have an idea, all right? And here's what I'm recommending. You draw this out. We'll call QSX, if that's okay with you guys. So would everybody agree that X is our target? 2B is here. Is everybody cool with that? All right. And what you notice about this triangle, it has no H's in it, does it? Does it have any H values? No. All right. But there. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm going to target this. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's so many ways of doing this. All right. Here's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to put on a line, and why do I think this is the most important line in the full triangle? Can anybody tell me? It's a common line in both triangles. You can use that to transfer the H information directly over to the. You can use that to transfer the H information over into the other triangle. So I'm going to try and find the what's called the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. So I'm going to go back here again, alright? Now, if I'm looking for the blue line, that's the hypotenuse, isn't it? Where's H located? Adjacent, isn't it? So what do you think cos 45 minus B is? Cos 45 minus B? Huh? H over hypotenuse, which we'll call it y. Is that right? And now what's y on its own? Y is p to s, isn't it? Is y p to s? Yeah, I'll just use p to s then. Sorry for the confusion. So what's p to s on its own then? Okay. Now that's good news. So it's h divided by cos 45 minus b. Alright? In an ideal world, this triangle here, is it right angled? No. It's not right angled, okay? Which means I'd have to use the sine rule or the cosine rule. Now, I'm going to show you the problem, alright? Everybody see sine 2b? Oh, sorry. Does everybody see x over sine 2b? Is that okay with you? One side divided by sine of the angle opposite. And what's the other piece of information I have? H over cos 45 minus b divided by sine blank. I don't know what that angle is, do I? So would you agree that my next attack should be to find out what that angle is somehow? Is that alright with you guys? Now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to the top and we're going to do nothing but angle work now, okay? So let's see if we can figure this out. Everybody see this blue angle here? We'll just call it S, is that okay? S plus 90 degrees plus what else? What does that all have to equal? So what's S on its own? That's 135, isn't it? 180 take away 135. Bring the B over the other side. Is everybody happy with 45 plus B? Is that right, you guys? Now, if that's 45 plus b, could anybody now tell me what the red angle is? Pick a letter for the red angle, just call it A, is that alright? So angle A plus 45 plus B is what? And then what's A on its own? Okay. Do you see the way I'm slowly working the information from the right triangle over to the left triangle? Because I need all the information in my left triangle to make this work. The left triangle is the only place I see 2b. Does everybody see that? And what do I know about my answer? Has a 2b in it. So that's why I'm targeting all the information on the right and slowly moving it over to the left. That's my only lead in this investigation. That's the only hint I have to go that way, alright? So, next thing we're going to do is... Alright, so I'm changing that with 135 minus b now, haven't I? Now, what about what do you think the next move we're going to make is? Yeah, 135 minus b, 2b, and we'll call it the green angle. What do they all have to add up to? Okay, so I'm hoping this will give me something decent to work with. Okay, I hope. So we'll call the green angle M, right? M plus 2b plus 135 minus b is 180. So what can we say now? M equals what? It's plus b on the right, which would be minus b on the left. Is everybody happy with 45 minus b? Now what's the good news now? What's the really good news even? I have this angle now, don't I? 45 minus b, cool, you guys? And what's that make this? 45 minus b. What's the goal of the question again? Find q to s, is it? Right. It doesn't look good. It's like you climbed a mountain and now you're looking at another mountain just as big. That's the analogy I'd use. You've done so much climbing, you think you're at the top, and now you realise I'm nowhere near the top. Alright? If you got a question like this would do a lot of damage at leaving cert level, and it's about giving it a good attempt rather than getting 100%, if you get what I'm saying. Alright? In a lot of cases. Now here's what I'm thinking. Would you agree that this is a stacked fraction? So what should I do with the bottom fraction? Turn it upside down and do what? Turn it upside down and change the sign. So what do you reckon? 1 over, anybody? Oof. Well, that isn't good, is it? And when I join the two of them together, what you get? H over sine 45 minus b and? Okay. I'm sort of laughing because I know the way out, but it's how would you see it as somebody that's new to the subject, right? So you go back up here and you're going, oh, there's a 2h there. 2h, see the 2h? I have a plan. Doink, doink. Am I allowed to do that? Yeah. Okay. Now, what have I told you? What's 2 sine A cos A? I'm not saying this is the only way to do this question. This is just the route I took. There could be a much easier route somewhere else, but this is just the path I took. What do you reckon? Okay, using that logic, what can you turn this into? What's 2 times 45 minus b? And we have it. We have the answer. Don't worry. We're going to get it in a second. Anybody know anybody know it? What's 2 times 45 minus b? 90 minus 2b. Excellent. Would everybody be happy with just 2 sine 90 minus 2b? Alright. Now you're in business. Because, without doing anything fancy, what do you know about sine a minus b? Page 14, top of. Sine a cos b, what else? Minus cos a. Okay. And what you reckon? A is 90 and b is 2b. Is that okay? 90, 2b, 90, 2b. Is that alright with you guys? Now, question. What's sine 90? 1. That makes that cos 2b. What's cos 90? 0. Happy days. Look what we've done to it. It's now turned into cos 2b. Awesome. Go back up here and go, you're cos 2b now. So it's 2 cos. Oh wait, the 2 disappeared, didn't it? It's just cos 2b. Alright, gents. Anybody care to finish her off? Finish the question off. Okay, guys. What you get here? Yeah. Alright. And then what happens down? What's sine 2b and cos 2b? And what was I asked to prove? X is 2h tan 2b.